Hi, I'm Ann.
Hey, and I'm Christian.
Nice to meet you. What are we working on today?
Putting.
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 What's always the issues with putting?
Yep.
Tell me what we're working on.
So the aim's not bad, but the distance is my biggest issue. Is the consistency with distance. I'm either short or long by a decent amount.
Okay. And is play a lot during the week, like
Decent amount, yeah.
okay, 2 to 3 times or every day?
Roundabout.
Okay. All right. Is it every round that things seem to be off, or you ever hit a
Yeah.
groove? All right.
More often than not, yeah.
Gotcha. Let me see. What are we working with for a putter today? Oh, awesome.
Just got it regripped, so still getting used to that.
Gotcha. Yeah. And this is, let's just say 5.0. I got a 2.0 on mine, so that's awesome.
It's actually
So-
smaller than the one I got rid of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then why the change to something like this?
It was a hard plastic grip. It was like an original Super Stroke,
Sure.
held on with set screws, and it
Oh,
got
yeah.
a little rattly. so
Okay. All right.
it needed to be done.
And did you ever have a conventional size putter, or was it always a
No,
big
before
putter?
I had the bigger grip, I had a lot smaller one. and
Okay.
That's been better.
Okay.
Still not perfect, but
And do you find that helps keep you in line
Yeah.
better? Yeah, for sure. I do like those. I don't even know if I could get that in my bag, but it does definitely help. You said you just got it regripped?
yes.
Okay.
I've yet to play around with it.
So we're busting her in today. I like it. Tell me a little bit about your like you said you play 2 to 3 days a week. Have you been playing a long time?
Frequently, I've been playing. That's more recently, but I've been playing since I was about 8 or 9.
Awesome. Lots of lessons or just out there playing?
Never had a lesson.
Okay. All right. Well,
Played with dad and brother.
Yeah.
So
are both good golfers?
yeah, better than I am.
Yeah. Well, that helps. You
Yeah.
learn from somebody who's
Exactly.
better than you are.
Exactly.
What do you do for a living?
Maintenance.
Maintenance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maintenance, facilities maintenance.
Very cool. Very cool. Any injuries?
I've broken my left collarbone twice, and then a couple of different lower back injuries.
Okay. And breaks in your back or just
No breaks, just pulled muscle, a lot of pulled muscles.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Working in maintenance, I bet for sure. Yeah. Well, if anything hurts today, we'll do a couple of warm-up stretching.
Okay.
But if anything hurts, it's just a hard stop. We don't have to go any further.
Perfect.
So, since we are doing putting, a lot of people don't think, well, golf is a sport, honestly, but it certainly is. So let's do a little bit of warming up. So
Okay.
just take your putter out in front of you, and we'll just bend at the waist, down to the ground, and stretch it.
Far ways away there.
Yeah, right. Seems to get further when you stretch, no doubt.
Good.
Should feel that in your back and your hamstrings. I feel it in other places, but that's what normal people feel it.
Yep.
You can stand up nice and slow. How's that feeling? All right?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I was going to say, and we'll do a couple turns, all right? And like I said, just nice and easy. Don't overdo anything. How'd you break your collarbones?
Got hit by a car once, and the car didn't break it. Me hitting the ground broke it, but the other one was snowboarding.
Snowboarding.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask what other sports you do. So snowboarding.
Yep, snowboarding, a lot of cycling, and used to do track and cross country back in high school, but
Awesome.
not so much running anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Right. I usually tell people if I'm running, you should keep up. Bad things are happening behind me. So yeah. And then cycling, you said, do you do long distance cycling, like leaning forward a lot?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Could be a little bit with the back stuff too.
doesn't help.
Yeah. Do you get a chance to practice much during the week?
For
Like putting? Do you always just run to the tee and go play, or do you get to practice?
usually show up at the tee time and get right out on the course. So
Sure.
yeah, not too much.
Yeah.
Not too much time on the
Yeah.
practice green.
Well, we'll work through this today, and then I'll give you a couple of drills at the end. So hopefully you can carve out some time. I don't usually recommend people putting for more than like a half an hour because you do spend so much time bent
Right.
over, and people are always like, "Oh, my back." So
Right.
especially with your issues. So what I'll have you do, I'll probably have you putt these 3, and then I won't say too much one way or the other,
Okay.
and we'll go from there.
Over here.
Yeah, we'll head to that hole over there. Thanks for meeting me inside today. I know Outside wasn't an option at 25 degrees today,
No,
so
happy to do it.
yeah. How's the new putter grip feeling?
Feels good.
And then who put that on for you? Did you have a pro put it on for you?
That was at Golf Shack.
Okay. So I see what you're saying a little bit with the inconsistency of distance. What do you think about when you are set up over your putt for how hard am I going to hit this?
I try and picture if I was just holding it in my hand
Perfect.
and rolling it out there,
Okay.
and yeah, just how hard I would have to throw it to get it there, and I try and replicate that with the head speed.
Sure. So your putter too, just so you know, your grip, these oversized grips add a little bit of weight to your putter.
Okay.
So it's going to make your head feel a little lighter
Yep.
when you go through. And then, do you know about face balance on face balance?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I know what it means.
Yes.
I don't really know what it does one way or the other.
Right. So you do. My putter is not face balanced. Yours actually is.
Right.
So yours is actually meant to go straight back and straight through.
Okay.
Okay. Whereas mine is meant to work around my body, kind of in an arc.
Okay.
Okay. So that could have an effect on your distance when you're setting up. If you're kind of working it around your body instead of taking it straight back and straight through. So I'm going to ask you to set up to this ball just one time. We'll take a look at your stance here. So you got your ball kind of like right in the center. I want you to try and slide it just a little bit more toward your front foot, actually.
Front foot,
Yep.
okay.
So what a lot of people don't know about putting is when you actually putt, your ball goes this way and then it goes forward.
Okay.
So it kind of scoots this way. So you definitely don't want to hit it on the upswing because then you'll prolong this process. This is
Okay.
how it straightens out. So go ahead and set up to the hole like you're going to putt. All right, so I'm going to grab this right here, and I want you to go around where I normally stand, and I want you to look where you're aiming. Okay, so you're left, right? So go ahead. I'm going to set you up kind of back over here. So go ahead and set up to that. All right, now when you... Okay, so I actually want you to set up... I know you're going to think I'm silly, but I promise you. Okay, so some of the reason you're inconsistent, hold on, I'm going to take this away. So your feet, you're kind of dropping your foot back.
Okay.
Okay, so your toes should be equal with each other.
Okay.
Okay, and then when I set my putter down, I want my putter, which is exactly right. Okay, if I don't want it too far, the toe off the ground or the heel, or it's going to catch. Okay, so when I set up this way, when I put my hands on here, good. So you're kind of down at the bottom of your putter.
Right.
How about if you slide your hands up just a little bit? I promise this will get better. You won't hate me afterwards. All right, and if I put this down your shoulders, look where you're aiming. Okay.
Yep.
So you're to the right of the hole. So I want you to stand up with me, and I want you to actually rotate this way with me. Good. Okay, so now this one, all I really want you to focus on, you gave a perfect analogy of throwing the ball with your hand. So I want you to just take your right hand and hit the putt. Good. Try one more. Okay, here you go. So I know we're working on distance. So we were to set a goal for the day. So like you walked out here and you were super happy. What would we say? Out of the like second ring or first ring, how many would you like to see stuck in there?
I mean, if I could get 3 out of 5 in that second ring, I'd be pretty
Yeah.
happy with that.
Because honestly, if you play golf all the time, I mean, you should try. Your goal should be to 2-putt your way around the course, right?
Right.
You don't want any more than that.
Right.
So within a couple of feet, I think that's very proper. So I'm going to set you up one more time, and I want you to focus. Just all I want you to think about is that hand leading you through to get you your distance. How'd that feel?
Still a little bit off,
Okay.
but I think that's something I'm still.
And tell me more about off.
I don't know if I'm used to being so high up on the grip. I'm, usually pretty far down. So I think I'm still getting used to being up a little bit
Okay.
higher on a grip like that.
So what do you think up and down the grip? How do you think that affects your
I
shot?
think it's just how much I'm over the ball.
Okay.
That's what I'm not used to. I feel like I'm further back from the ball with where my head and shoulders is at, as opposed to being leaned out over it.
So when you go ahead and sit up to that ball. So have you ever checked how far you said out and over?
No.
So go ahead and sit up to the ball, like you would just normally putt.
Would?
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to take this right by your eye socket and drop it.
Right.
We'll see where you're at. Okay, so you're inside of the ball.
Right.
Right? So if I bring you up this way, that's going to allow you to bend over more and get you over top of the ball.
Okay.
All right? Good. One thing you can do if this feels weird, go ahead and stand straight up. Take your club, put your grip on your club, and put it, both hands, straight out in front of you, like this. Okay? I'm going to pull this up like this. Okay? Now, just set it right down. Just set it down this way. Okay?
Okay.
So now this would be like for your iron, right? But this back angle or spine angle that you created, good. Promise we'll still be friends after this. So this way here, when you set up, like I said, your putter is meant to go straight back and straight through, not around your body.
Right.
So the taller that I am, I can stay right here and stay with my putt, stay with my stroke.
Okay.
Nice putt. How'd that feel?
A lot better.
Okay, good. Try these two more with the new setup. How do you feel your club's coming through when you putt?
I haven't paid enough attention to notice which way it's really going after it hits the ball. So.
All right, I'm going to take this away. We're going to do a putt. So I want you to feel like, so you're back here, but I want you to notice how your hands move through your putt, how your stroke, the line that you stay on.
I feel like I'm kind of coming over a little bit.
Yeah. So what I am kind of seeing is you're coming inside and outside.
Okay.
So go ahead. Set this down. You don't have to do it with a ball. See if you can run your putter head along that stick. So you see right at the end where you want to turn your hands? Yep. Yeah. So the longer I can keep my face going towards the hole, the better off I'm going to be. Okay. So another thing, when I set up, all golf balls have Titleist, TaylorMade, whatever on them.
Right.
Have you ever shot a gun?
Yeah.
Okay. So the advantage of shooting a gun is I can get behind the sight and look at my target and shoot. Golf is kind of like this. Okay. So I'm shooting my gun from the side, which makes it hard, right? So if I can put my ball marker down, I can take and line this up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then I don't have to think about where I'm aimed.
Right.
That takes one thing off your head
Okay.
when you're setting up, okay?
All right.
You don't have a line here. Some people, I know you work maintenance, I'm sure somebody around your shop has a square or something. You can take your line, the line of your putter, and put a line right here on the top.
Okay.
Okay? And then when I set this up, I can line these lines up and I don't have to think about anything else. Okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and set up. And I know we're working on distance. So when you set up, good. So it's just nice and smooth and easy, good stroke. Good. There's a bit of a hill up there, even though we're indoors. I catch you. And what I can tell you too, for consistency, when you set your feet up again, so when I set my putting feet up, okay, from here to here, I don't want to take my putter any further back than this here.
Okay.
Think of a pencil on a piece of paper. If I draw on a line, but then I move my paper on the way back, I'm not going to be able to stay on that line.
Right.
So the less of a putting stroke I can make, the more accurate I'm going to be,
Okay.
and that'll help you control distance.
Okay.
The only other thing, how's your grip? Like, how hard do you grip it?
Very, very loose grip.
Okay, so I would encourage you to find a grip that's like, so like when you take hold of your irons,
Yeah.
all right? If I have my irons in my hand, somebody should be able to pull. There's going to be a little resistance, but pull them out.
Right.
Same with your putter.
Okay.
Okay, because if I keep it too loose,
Right.
that's gonna get me inconsistent. I want something that to do the same thing all the time.
Okay.
With your putter grip.
Okay.
Right? We'll get these balls. See if we can hit our goal here. So what would be a long-term goal for you if we get this figured out today? Would you play leagues or in a scramble, or do you play a lot of events?
As many as I can get into.
Nice.
A lot of scrambles. But realistically, I'd like to get it down to maybe 1 3-putt in a round of golf.
Sure.
Just keep it at 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
You know?
So each one of these, so we said 3 out of 5 we set for a goal, but I want you to walk through the whole setup. So line it up how you want to see that fall. I'll tell you too, Christian, when I was in college and played, I think I went through, I had 3 putters in 1 month, maybe it was 2 months, and finally my coach said, always the archer, never the arrow. So, you know, at some point you gotta have something you can depend on. So
I pay too much money for one of these putters. I'm not going to go buying 4 or 5 of them. So.
Well, and I'll tell you, it's not that. Just if you have good fundamentals, like in your setup and stuff like that,
Right.
Get your good grip on, you'll get it. So how did that feel?
The swing felt more consistent. I just need to get the, I don't know what you'd call it,
Like how hard you're holding it?
Right.
Right. So, and your grip pressure, like I said, let me show you something. So I can take a very little stroke and hit it very far. So I can take a very short stroke and hit it a long ways. Okay, so that, it doesn't matter. So I did that by tightening up my hands.
Right.
So if I have my hands too tight, that's not going to be good for you either.
Okay.
But go ahead and pull my putter out of my hands. So it's there,
Okay.
right? So you don't want to, because if, again, on the contrary, I can take a really big swing and have it not go very far.
Right.
Okay? So that's kind of how you control your distance.
Okay.
All right? So just make sure when you set up, you're working on your consistency
Okay.
of whatever that grip pressure is going to be. Good. How did that feel?
That felt a lot better.
Yeah. I think that would have got there. Those are actually cables at that hip. That was great. The other thing too that this is going to help you with is just consistency again and slowing you down.
Right.
Once you get up to the green, then you're going to know what to do. Good putt. How'd that feel?
Good.
Good. I'm going to give that to you. It rolled out. That wire.
The hill.
Excellent. And like I said, if you're within 2 feet of the hole, I mean, pretty much you always
Right.
want to leave yourself a little on the lower side, so it's a little bit of an easier putt.
Right.
But those are all very makeable from here. All right, let's do a couple drills, and then we can go over what we learned today, and we'll wrap her up here.
Sounds good.
So this is called the Jacob's Ladder drill. So you can start these, depending on how bad you want to punish yourself. You put these in a line, and you want to try and keep them on the same line, so you don't have to worry about the bend of the hole, just the distance.
Okay.
Okay, so once you have these set up, you start at the first one, make this one, go back to the second. So go ahead and give that a try. We'll go through a couple of them.
Okay.
And then, again, depending on how much practice you want to get, if you miss, you can reset them back up again. Good. And that is just going to help you with your distance control as far as how hard
Okay.
to hit the ball. Good. That's all right. So at that, you would have the option to set up these two again, or
Right.
just keep going.
Okay.
Doesn't help hopping over these ropes either.
Yeah, I'm gonna line the wires.
And then the next one, you can do this one. Sometimes people get super focused on a hole instead of just the distance. So I like to pick the edge of the green and just go ahead and sit up and try and get it as close as I can without touching the edge.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and give her a try. Try one more. Good. That's also a fun way if you're not sure who's going to tee off first.
Okay.
You can do that on the putting green before you warm up.
Okay.
So talk to me a little bit about what you're going to take away from the lesson today.
I'm gonna try and tighten my grip up a little bit.
Okay.
Really check where my feet are at. Make sure I'm consistently lined up with the ball the same way.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to remember to actually sit down and sight my ball down and take part of the aiming out of the equation. And then stay a little more upright with my grip a little bit higher up.
Sure. And you know, the other thing too, just think of it that way. So when you set up and you're down here, that's going to bring you inside of where you want to be of your club head.
Right.
So make sure you're standing nice and tall so you can actually get to right over your club head, and that'll help a bunch. That's excellent. You have any other questions?
No, nothing that pops into my head.
Well, you did excellent today. You got your goal, and hopefully next time you're out playing a scramble or in a league, you'll be able to knock in the winning putt.
Yeah, for sure.
Very nice
Appreciate
meeting
it.
you today.
Thank you very much.